Good afternoon or good morning wherever you are. Victoria Cochrane here, psychic channel, psychic communicator, spiritual healer, here ready for another spiritual wisdom hour on Spiritual Events Directory. Wednesday the 11th of September, and I hope you're all well. Looking forward to connecting with lots of new people as well as regular people jumping on. So just hoping everybody's really well. I'm just going to make sure that people can hear me. Oh, that's all right. Got a thumbs up, so if you can hear me, that's good. Hello, Sarah Marie. Lovely to see you on today. And it's a beautiful spring day here in Tasmania. So I live on the northwest coast of Tasmania. And hey Kira, you're keen for a quick reading? Well, I don't do individual readings here, but if you're keen on a reading, I've got a special at the moment because I did an interview with Sarah as part of her publication launch. I did that on Saturday and she launched it on the Spiritual Events Directory main page on Sunday. So at the moment, I'm giving away a free book with every reading that people book, and reduced my price by $10 to $50 for half an hour and by $20 to $90 for an hour if anyone wants to book in. So please book in. Hi Kelly, great to see you. Book in through my Reaching Out Spiritual News page on Facebook or through Spiritual Events Directory. And it's only just for 1 week. If you do go on and view my interview with Sarah, that's floating around on the Facebook page or on her publication launch page, then you can say books please and go into the draw for a free books pack. Thanks Kira. Hi Donna, great to see you. Hi Amanda. Much is your stuff. Could you please just rephrase that so I know what you mean? It just didn't come out right, I don't think. I talked about my journey in the interview, and I have only been doing this for 11 years. And so I work with people who are awakening because that's what happened to me. And it's always really good to know of people who have been through that kind of thing, who can help you to kind of make sense of what's going on. There's lots of awakening going on at the moment because of the way the world is. And I've had a few clients come to me and say, oh, the world's in a bad place, don't know if we're going to make it. Hi Carol, great to see you. And I've just had to say to them, look, if we invest in that, and yes, it is looking pretty grim, but the more people that don't get involved in that, what kind of stuff do I have? Okay, I will hold it up in a minute. Then the more people that can just send light and love and be observers rather than participants, we're going to make a difference. And hi Jeanette Marie, great to see you. Jeanette was on my, she was a great participant on my interview the other day. So I've written 3 books, and I work a lot with ascension, which is raising our consciousness above the 3rd dimension. And I often show this picture, which was drawn by my beautiful friend Renee Stubbs, and she's done the pictures for my first 2 books. Hello Jamie, and this is what 3D looks like, and it's like wading through treacle, isn't it? And that's ego, materialism, politics, all of the drama, terrorism, everything. Thanks, Jeanette. Jeanette has read 1 or 2. Hi, Erica. Great to see you. But the more we raise our vibrations and use the violet flame to transmute negative energies, then the more we send love to the world, and sending love is not intervention because love is all there is, then the better off the world will be. And actually loving ourselves and making time to heal the past and to step into our own power is what's going to really help the world the most. So this is the second book, Universal Truths Beyond Ascension. Hi Shelley, great to see you again. Always great to see you on. So these two books are about ascension, about bringing in our light body, which is raising our vibrations to allow the masters to bring in higher light so that we can go back to our crystalline body, connect to the crystalline grid or crystalline, whichever one you want to say, and be always anchored into the light workers grid and always sending energy. And this one's about other worlds. And so I've reduced the price of these down to $10. This one's $14. And I also have a DVD, which I don't think I've got close to me, and short of dashing into the spare room to grab one, I won't. And that's a light spectrum DVD, which I've worked with a friend called Gary Martin, and he captures these beautiful light spectrums just through glasses of water. And I've got some channelings to those, and that's worth $15. So I've got 3 of those packs to give away. And so if you go on to my interview that I did with Sarah Watkins, it's on the publications page and also on the spiritual events directories page, and just type books please, then you go into the draw. Don't type it here. Yes, I do sell my books, I do. I'm happy to send you one, and everybody who books a reading with me, that was my my kind of what was it, my unique special that to go with my interview, because it was very funny. Sarah said, and Victoria's got a unique offer. And I'm like, what's my unique offer? And she said, I don't know, what is it? And I had to think of something quickly. It was like, oh, let me in on that secret. So yes, I sell them. I can send them to you, no problem. I can sign them for you. And the unique offer is, if you book a reading today, this week, up until Saturday, $50 or $90 for an hour and a free book. Yay! So I love writing. I'm writing my 4th book, and I write a lot of meditations now. And I really am just passionate about helping people to overcome the past and to step into their power. And last week I talked about abundance. So if you would like a book, please just say one here. That's awesome. Or just drop me an inbox. You can do it. What kind of readings do I do? Okay, I guess I don't talk about myself enough, really. Okay, so I started off just being able to see everything in my 3rd eye, and so I'm a clairvoyant. And I always start my readings off by tuning into people's aura, and I just see things energetically. And so the other day I saw grief in someone's aura from her first husband. She'd been married twice, but she'd never got over that grief. It was still on her, and that's how I started the reading. Short of asking the client questions, I'll sit my energy in it, so I can actually take my energy and sit in it and feel where it comes from, and actually feel what the emotions are, identify those and see where it comes from, and I'm 99.9% accurate. And then I can project and see who the people are, go back to the past and see where it comes from, how far back it goes. So I can do a whole reading just by tuning into a person's aura, and then I tune in and do a body scan, and things light up in the body. Sometimes it might show me a physical problem, but it's generally energetic issues that I'm looking for. I'm an advanced theta healing practitioner, so I work with the creator using that modality to instantly change belief systems and look for belief systems. But yeah, so that's really what I do. I can tune in and see the angels and get messages. I'm a medium, so I can see who's passed over and get a really good sense of their energy. So, and then I use cards to kind of strengthen what I do and just back up what I've said. I can channel sometimes. So someone wanted to know the other day how a windfall was going to come. So that the best way is just to get Creator to tell me. And she was happy. She resonated with those things. So the main thing I can tell you is that trusting You're welcome. Trusting is the biggest word, you know, to just, sometimes I don't know, I've never, what the person asks or what I see, I've never seen before, but I just trust that the Creator will tell me and that He will show me, and I'm just really patient. I do sit with my eyes closed and I just wait. Sometimes I just have to wait for it to light up, or just to clear my mind to allow it all to come in. And so patience and trust are the biggest things I can tell you. Yes, okay, so it's great to have angels around you, not so great to have spirit people around you. If they're family or you know, anything like that, then of course that can be comforting, particularly if you've lost loved ones early or whatever. But if they're just random spirit people and ghosts attached to the house that you've just bought or something, it's not so good. The spirit world's a wide place, and there are lots of levels and dimensions of energy. And so some spirits, all spirits are of the fourth plane. Some are trying to get to the upper fifth plane by achieving mastery through helping, through guiding as a spirit guide or whatever. But generally angels' messages will be much more reliable than spirit world people. And it's always the most reliable source is Source, the Creator, because even angels have opinions. And okay, so, you know, with the thought of empowering everybody, go to Archangel is Archangel Michael. The thing about spirits is when we die, we're the same. We have the essence of our personality. We are still, we look the same. We do the same things. If we're smoking, we're still smoking. We eat and drink. It's just a higher vibration. But spirits have free will just like humans do. And they won't go sometimes. If they won't go, then there are things that you can do, because they quite like the energy. They get drawn to our light, or they're attached to the house or whatever. There are a few things that you can do. So here are Victoria's top tips for removing unwanted spirits. Tell them to go. Just say, you don't belong here. This is not good for you. Go to the light. But to strengthen that, you can use the power of three. Go to the light, go to the light, go to the light. And that is a very powerful thing. It's kind of like a decree. And just witnessing is good. So you can call in Archangel Michael then to take the spirit to the light, and just ask them to take them to the light and release them to be able to pass over in the highest and best way. If they're nasty and they're chucking things off shelves and, you know, causing issues, in the name of Jesus, they have to go. I don't work in religion, but Jesus is the Christ consciousness, and also by the power of three, they have to go. And if they won't, then they're transgressing spiritual law. Then you might have to get someone in to but, you know, if I go to do a house clearing, the spirit's gone before I'm in the house, because I won't slamming doors. Yeah, well, that's not helpful, and that's so I would try those things first. Also, anchoring love energy into the house is a really good thing. If there's lots of arguments in the house and there's a lot of discord and energy, then it's going to be harder to get rid of them. And so it's really a good idea to clear the house, you sage it, and stop arguing, you know, clear everybody of all the angst and ground, and start to put some love energy in the house, because like attracts like. Okay, so I'm not saying that that's happening, but it's just a possibility. Then the other thing to look at is the history of the house and the history of the land, and all sorts of things. When I go in, I don't go in before I've had a clear. Yeah, so that creates then discordant energy, which will create darker energy. And so if slamming doors and things moving, that's a lower level spirit. That will attract them and keep them there. So clearing out all that discordant energy, saging, clearing off everybody and calming down, raising your vibrations, and then putting some love energy like rose quartz, amethyst and clear quartz, and anchoring in beautiful love energies once you've got that energy in there. But I'd be asking Archangel Michael to clear the house first, clear all the energy, and and pull out all the bring up the violet flame and clear it all out. And yeah, and there's lots of energy there. But don't let them take over. Connecting to the light, connecting to the unconditional love of the Creator is the best way then to be protected from being any repercussions, and then just calling in the archangels and just telling them to go in the name of Jesus, go to the light. So it is. That's a decree, and it is done. It is done. It is done. You must go, and they must go, and then clear the energy afterwards. But also anchor in love energy with rose quartz, and keep the vibrations high in the house. So that's my top tips. But if you still have a lot of trouble, then I can do it remotely, but you might have someone living close to you that does that as well. Going through and putting Reiki symbols, you're welcome, all Reiki symbols all the way through the house, and placing crystals strategically, also closing doors to those dimensions that have been opened is actually really, really important. If they're left open, then they can come back again. So we live in 7 planes of existence, and the 7th plane is the unconditional love of Source. All the other planes have vows and commitments which equate to a sacrifice or a trade of energy. Yeah, fantastic. I had to get all the works here at my rental and keep cleansing along the way. It never ends. Yeah, so maybe Azra and Leanne, the next thing to do is to ask Archangel Michael to close all doorways, portals to other dimensions, spirit world dimensions, to other dimensions and worlds, and dissolve them all and send them all to the Creator's light. Yeah, all right. Well, okay, but then you can also energetically close off those portals and just have them going one way. There's no limitations on that. I would connect to Creator and just ask that Archangel Michael close off the portals in the security cameras so that the security cameras can see, but that they're not a two-way kind of street. Yeah. And then ask for it in the highest and best way, and in the energy of unconditional love. See how that goes? But closing off all the, so I talk about dimensions, and thank you. Oh, Jeanette, that is so lovely. Thank you so much. Talking about dimensions, as I said, like attracts like, and so if we're angry or anything, we can attract it, but sometimes it just kind of opens up through day-to-day stuff. And if you live in Salem, well, gee, it's a little bit kind of tricky there because there's such a history. But it is just about working. And I've worked with a lot of people on just clearing all the energy and just bringing up the violet flame and closing off portals and doorways, and just always doing it until finally it clears Yeah, so Leanne, if you do continue to have trouble, contact me, and I can have a good go, okay, and really look into it for you and actually give you some more specific information. But try those things first. Archangel Michael, it would be the one that he's like the Swiss Army knife of of archangels. Just call him in and ask him to close those doorways, close off portals, bring up the violet flame, clear all the energy, clear all the peoples in the house, clear the plants as well, clear around the house, under the house, take it all to God's light. Good morning, Nat. And then barrier the house with his energy, and do it all in the name of Jesus and the Creator. And then make sure that all the angst and all the anger and all the negativity, so some feng shui, look up some feng shui around that as well, so that you can kind of stop that. I'm sure I think black tourmaline's a really good one. So I can't see Robin on at the moment, but I went to her house. She was having a lot of trouble with water sprites, but also negative energy in her daughter's bedroom, and I got some little black tourmaline kind of just tubes, and I put them above the doorways. But when I went into her bedroom, I could feel it. When I went out, I could see it. It was coming from her bedroom and out into the hallway, and then so I closed off the portal. I could see the portal to a different dimension in there. And she said the energy's been much better since then. It was really taking over my son, who was getting really angry. His girlfriend sagged him. He said it was a huge weight. Saged him. Okay, yes, absolutely. So when you clear a house, you've got to clear all the animals, all the plants, all the people. What a good idea. I'm misplaying most of the time in my house. So play this back. But I might actually, today's takeaway will be all the tips that I've said, and I'll write them all up, and it'll be available for emailing out to people. If you would like to put your email address up, I can email it out to you, or just pop me an inbox or something. So the thing is that not to allow them to be in control, and to take back control by not attacking, but just sending them to the light, and also closing off those doorways and things. So yeah, you're welcome. So that was really great, actually. Thank you. So if anybody else has got any big problems like that, can you pop them up? Because that is what I'm looking for, is to be helping the collective through helping a couple of people who've got these problems, but then it's kind of good advice for everybody. But what I was saying before was that the spirit world has a lot of different levels. So when Pa came in and woke me up and taught me how to channel, his energy was absolutely fine, and it was wonderful to connect to him. But then he introduced me to Archangel Michael, and then he just kind of took off. So if it's family and they're popping in and they're starting to guide you because they want to be guides, that's really good. But never take everything they say absolutely literally. Always check it with Archangel guides or the Creator, or with a pendulum or anything, but do it through the unconditional love of the Creator or through an Archangel. And always always know who you're talking to when you're using a pendulum, because otherwise the Boston axe murderer or whoever could come in and you just won't be reliable. Elizabeth says, thank you, Maurice. Elizabeth says, my eldest is very sensitive to spirits, have had our house blessed a few times, ended up moving in the end as he never slept in our old house. Yeah. There's also, when they're young, there are such things as elementals and nature sprites and fairies and things, and they're just they are nature themselves, but they actually do exist, and they hang around. They hang around young babies and children and can be very mischievous. And quite often, young children have fairies or nymphs or sprites or pixies as their guides for a little while, and it makes them quite naughty. So you want to call in an angel guide to actually be with them as well, so that it keeps the little ones under control. But they can actually keep them awake at night, and I've had a few clients where I've had to actually close off those portals, and actually, because the little ones are so psychic, you know, and they're so connected to that other world, and they're looking and they're seeing things that you can't see, and it could be those little sprites, or it could be your great grandfather or your grandmother that's passed over, or it could be an archangel. They see them, and he's 16 now, and he's still very in touch with that. So learning to protect your energy is the biggest thing, and learning to who your archangel guide is, or who your guide is, so you can ask them to help protect you of a night time, and use crystals and oils and all sorts of things like that to protect you. And also, we're really psychic. If we're really psychic, then and we're tuned in, then quite often we're off doing work while we're sleeping. I had a friend look to see why I keep waking up in the middle of the night, and she said it's like your light is leaking, and I quite liked that, but I keep forgetting to ask Archangel Michael to stop my light leaking while I'm asleep, and I still wake up through the night. So yeah, so shove them off, Elizabeth, you know, tell them to that they need to go, because they're pretty much trapped. So we have the third dimension, which is Earth, and then we have the fourth, we have the third dimension, which is, you know, the low dimensions of Earth, but we have the third plane, which is Earth and animals and carbon, and then the fourth plane is the spirit world. And if they're trapped, then you can see them, and they're ghosts, and so they're not passed over, and their energy hasn't ever been able to leave, and so they need help, and they don't think they do, because sometimes they don't even know they're dead, and they're trapped, and they're quite happy in the energy, and they'll just go on forever like that, but they don't have to. So we can offer soul release. So I always ask Archangel Michael, I offer soul release to the spirits and ask them to go. And if they don't want to go and they're not causing harm, sometimes the person in the house will say, well, I actually like them, so it's all like okay. But if they don't want to go, then in the name of Jesus, they have to go, and I call in Jesus and Archangel Michael, and they just take them. Great. I'm going to come back to you, Shelley. That's a really good question. Marie says, my son used to see something. I got rid of all Buddhas, had house cleansed, then all was good. Great. Okay. Selenite will assist sleep and protect with angelic assistance. Thanks, Carol. I am going to get myself some selenite. I have lots of crystals. My husband says, oh no, more rocks. But I'll get some. That's great advice. Thank you. Okay, so connecting with angel guides is better than connecting with spirits, only because they're in a higher energy, and they still work in duality, so they still work for good and bad, and they still have opinions, but they are God's messengers, and they're connected to the light, and they work in love. So spirits don't always work in the energy of love. I'm having trouble connecting with my guides, archangels, etc. Can getting attuned with Reiki help with this, Victoria? I'm feeling drawn to doing Reiki level 1. Absolutely, it can. I love Reiki. I've been seeing a client for a while now, like a couple of years, and she'd never had Reiki, and she didn't even know what it was, and I didn't realise, and I gave her some, and she just said, wow, that's amazing. So I'm going to attune her to Reiki. I feel that Reiki does actually just help you to be able to channel energy and to control it, and to just be able to start to feel into energy and how it feels in you and also in other people. And also we always have angel guides or masters working with us when we're working on another person, always. I quite often feel the energy around my head, and so that's Archangel Michael, works with me all the time, and they magnify the energy. Carol might be able to answer that question, Leanne, because I don't. You'd have to go to a good crystal seller, not a charlatan. Yeah, so I really would. My husband's been attuned to Reiki 1. He doesn't feel he needs to do any more. Best thing I ever did, because he plonks his hands on me in the middle of the night and sends me off to sleep, sometimes has the most beautiful energy. You can be a Reiki practitioner and run a business just on Reiki 1. Don't have to go any further than that. I highly recommend it. If you're having trouble connecting with your guides, Shelley, just pop up another comment about how you're having trouble. Do you not know who they are, or are you not sure? Tell me what colours you see and that kind of thing. So Jody, I will give some positive guidance for everybody. Yes. So many people offering it in. Yeah, so just make sure, just really shop around a little bit. Go with a practitioner that you feel is not in ego and is just really wanting to help people, not overcharging. That would be my first thing. If they overcharge, then, or if they're charging a lot, then that can be a sign of ego. But just trust your gut on that. Yeah, so I pulled some cards this morning, and they came out in a bit of a sequence, which I thought was really, really good. But I guess, one way of working out who your angel guide is, Shelley, might be to use angel cards and just ask for your guide to give you a card and see who it is. So I pulled out Archangel Michael, of course, because I work with him all the time. But connecting in and just asking your Archangel guide to give you a sign that they're there, and then you might just find a feather. And that is a thing. Not everybody can see in meditations. So if you can feel the energy change and you feel their touch, after a while I get different sensations in different parts of my body for the different guides who are with me. So Archangel Michael just burns my foot, or is around my head. Master Kachumi or Jesus usually on my left side. Lord Melchizedek's often on my right side, and I've just learnt to identify. If you can channel and if you can ask them who they are and get the messages in clear audience, then that's really good. But if you don't, then it can be a bit tricky. I did do a meditation though. It's on my computer, which I would have to dash for too, but perhaps I'll ask Archangel Michael to come through and help us with a meditation today to just see if we can find out who our Archangel guides are. But using the Archangel cards is a good way of perhaps, seeing who pops out and what their messages are. Also, if you're seeing certain colours all the time, then that's a good indication of who your Archangel is. And quite often they have different energies too. They feel quite different. So, okay, so some positive guidance for everybody. Well, for Shelley and also Jodie Lee, two cards I pulled out were both about abundance and about just last week I talked all about abundance and how we use the law of attraction to create, to to create abundance in our lives by being grateful for what we have. And yeah, so all right, well, I do use Doreen Virtue, but failing that, I've just got a beautiful set of Archangel Power Tarot cards, and I love these, and the pictures are beautiful. And these are by Radley and Valentine, so I use those a lot. Also, there's a set by Tony Carmine Salerno. These have been out for a while, Angels, Gods and Goddesses. So if you're not a fan of Doreen Virtue anymore, then there are lots of other people putting out beautiful cards, and I would just be people are drawn to different things, so just trust your intuition and ask for guidance to find the ones that are the best for you. So this one came out, and I love this. Metatron, he's been coming up for me a lot. Archangel Metatron is a master. He's actually lived life as a human on Earth along with Sandalphon, and he works with the world for world. Yeah, I do too, Leanne. I still love her cards as well. Working for the world with healing and bringing in esoteric and universal knowledge, and working with people to really bring in their power. And Archangel Michael says, remember who you are. We're all amazing beings of light. We're light beings who are having a human experience. And so we need to now just work on using our vision, and it's not just being able to see with your third eye, it's about being clearer on things and having crystal clear focus about what it is you want to manifest in your life, and knowing who you're talking to and working with. If you don't know, then going to someone who can find out for you, or just keep on working on seeing and feeling and hearing, because the more you practice, the more it will develop. This is the sixth chakra, so you're working with the indigo colour to bring in more clarity, to actually bring that into your third eye and actually ask for more clarity and assistance to be able to see things with your third eye. But seeing with your third eye is really visualization too. If you can see a spelling word, or you can visualize a scene while you're reading a book, then you can see with your third eye, pretty much. So it's just about using that and taking that and developing it into clairvoyance. Okay, so this one, Seven of Raphael, I've used a range of different cards. Time to make a decision, be clear on what you want and take action, a need for detoxification. And this is from that beautiful Archangel Tarot deck. And you can see the wishing well and all the different chakras and all the colours, making sure that all your chakras are clear, that you've actually, if you've still got some insecurities, or you're not speaking up, or you've got some heartache in your heart chakra, whatever, try to clear that and detoxify your mind, your spirit and your body, and start to clear yourself, because the clearer your physical body, emotional body, spiritual body and mental bodies are, the more receptive you will be for messages and receiving guidance. And so it's about, we all have power. If we remember what Archangel Michael says about, remember who you are. You are a powerful, loving and creative child of God. You are very loved, and we all are. In the unconditional love of the Creator, there's nothing to forgive, and we're all loved unconditionally and the same. But we need to stand in that power and not just scatter it everywhere, but to actually focus on what it is we really want to create in our lives, because every thought creates, and we are powerful co-creators, and start to really channel that power into something good. And we might think that we're doing it for good, but do we have, a kind of a third agenda of ego, or just benefiting ourselves. Or, I mean, it's okay. We don't have to give up abundance or anything in life to create good things. We don't have to live in scarcity to be close to God, or to be connected to Source. But we do need to be clear and also stand in that power and know that what we put our energy into, we create, and it can be good and it can be not so good. So it's about, where is our energy going, and are we using our power? Are we giving away our power? Are we being disempowered by others and allowing that? So it is about whatever we're doing with our power, we're in charge of it. And the last one was divine energy. And so this is for those people wanting a positive message. There are better things coming for you just around the corner. Do not settle for second best, as you can manifest anything you desire perfectly by just putting your attention to it, giving thanks for it, and then letting go of the outcome. So you can have that abundance. You can remember my story though, be really explicit about what you ask for, although the abundance could come in a truckload of sheets or something. You just need to be really clear on what you're manifesting. Okay, so someone asked about the angel cards, so I'll pull out some angels and goddess cards. Yes, good things to come, and I'm feeling really positive about this. Is the year. This is the year for people to integrate their lessons, get off the wheel of karma, and to start to move forward. And so letting go of the past and just allowing the old to go and bringing in the new is a really important thing to do. So let's ask the angels, gods and goddesses cards from Tony Carmine Solono for a good message for everybody. And then I'll call in Archangel Michael to do a bit of a quick third eye attunement. So, Goddess of Beauty, you are a wondrous being of light. There is nothing to change or fix. And that's just going along with the same theme of remember who you are. Okay. And there's not, so it's about the butterflies are change. Just embrace change and bring in the changes that you need by changing your perspectives and just being really positive and just knowing that it can happen. We get a bit stuck in the physical sometimes and just thinking that we've got limited possibilities when we really don't. And so this is just beautiful. And just know that you are beautiful. Show the beauty from inside. It doesn't matter whether you've got your slippers on and no makeup and 10 zits on your face. The beauty is from within. So shine that to the world. The next one, if anybody's got a conflict happening at the moment, always work from your heart and your higher heart. God of conflict resolution, you are being encouraged to walk away from a current conflict. So I hope that answers a question there. Sometimes just giving it space. If you give conflict energy, you just add more energy to it, even if you're trying to resolve it. So sometimes just stepping away is the best thing, because then you're not kind of manifesting anything else. And the next one is Goddess of Sacred Power. You are being encouraged to take a leading role in your current situation. Harness the leadership from within, but also harness the cavalry, who are the Archangel guides and masters with you. And just know that sometimes it's left to self to deal with people who are not so aware. So just harness that sacred power, but also trusting your intuition and your guides and asking for help. Remember, you have to ask. Okay, I'm going to ask Archangel Michael now to come in and help us with knowing who our Archangel guides are, or our masters, because it is good to know. If you know who you're working with, then it helps, because you can call them in specifically and know and trust that they're there. So I'll just ask Archangel Michael to show me, because it's hard, isn't it, when you can do something and it just kind of comes naturally. How do you teach that to others? Because what works for me might not work for you, and so it's kind of a bit tricky to know. But I've got lots of different ways of connecting to the Creator now, and so if it doesn't work one way, I'll just try another way, and then that it might resonate with that person. So it's just about finding the way that works for you, really. Okay, so we will ground and connect to the Creator, and I'll take you through that first. If you just take a few breaths and feel yourself sitting in the sacred space of you, present in the moment, relaxing your shoulders as you breathe in and out, and then gathering a beautiful ball of energy in your heart space and using that as a grounding light to breathe through your chakras all the way down through your legs, down through your feet, and anchoring to Mother Earth. And then as the light roots come out and anchor you, just breathe in and out and bring your energy back up through your feet, through your legs, and back up all through your chakras, and breathe it up till it's on the top of your crown. And then we do have chakras going all the way to Creator's light. So you can either breathe your light all the way up to Creator and sit in there. You can breathe Creator's light down into your light and then down into your heart space. Or you can breathe your light down into your heart space and around you to be connected to the Creator, because our light and Creator's light are one and the same. So do any of those things. And if you don't see it, just trust. Remember, with intent it is. So breathe in and breathe out and breathe Creator's light all around you. There are no people. It's sparkly white light. It's a beautiful feeling of bliss, one and the same with the Creator, and holding the intention that we're in the unconditional love of Source, of the Creator of all that is. And just breathe that, and you can even just dissolve your energy into it. Now I'm going to do something today that some people might have trouble with, but just keep practicing. We're going to hold the intention of going to the Angel's Garden and sitting in the courtyard with your particular Archangel guide to tell you who they are, to show you a colour, give you a sign, give you a name, whatever works for you. So from the 7th plane, I'm taking you into the upper 5th plane and into the Angel's Garden. You're in a courtyard surrounded by beautiful roses and flowers. On the left, or actually right in front of you, there's a white pavilion with angels sitting all along the top, singing beautiful melodic songs to you and welcoming you. You can hear birds, bees. It's warm. And we're holding the intention that the Archangel guide who is with you and has been working with you comes and sits next to you and holds your hand. And I'm holding the energy for all of you as you're sitting in this beautiful space, surrounded by flowers and angels, to meet your Archangel guide. You might get a feeling, a knowing. The main thing is to release worry about getting the message or not. Just blank your mind and feel into the energy, and I'll just stop talking for a minute to allow you to feel your Archangel guide with you. So now it's time to leave the Angel's Garden. Thank your Archangel for being with you. If you weren't able to get a name, ask them to show you through the day or week, through a sign, who they are and what their name is. Now we're back in the 7th plane, in the unconditional love of the Creator, washing off in His beautiful light and coming back into our body. Feel yourself grounded on the floor, present in the chair, and write me a bit of a note to tell me how you went. That would be lovely. I'm just trying to find, here we are. I only got a colour purple from my daughter, walked in my room. Well, purple though is, so the overlighting ray for the age of Aquarius is the crown chakra, and that's Archangel Zadkiel and Holy Amethyst. So if you do see a lot of purple and you're drawn to wearing purple, then you are working with Archangel Zadkiel and the violet flame. Even though I'm drawn to purple, I'm also drawn to blue because I have Archangel Michael with me, but I work with the violet flame and Zadkiel all the time. I saw red wings but didn't get a name. Okay, so this is where we can start using the pendulum. Okay, so if you have one, go grab it. I always carry one in my handbag, just always. So I'll just fish it out. Who plays music? Oh, Archangel Sandalphon or Uriel, one or the other. Archangel Jophiel met me and gave me a clear message on just letting things be and not to try too hard, as I know what I'm doing. That's fantastic, Jeanette. Okay, if you have, now I'm fossicking around, I can't find my pendulum. I might have to resort to desperate measures. He was shy, he asked me over, but I got interrupted. Okay. All right, pendulum. Sorry guys, I'm finding a pendulum. If you've got one, go get one. Here I am. He's a bit broken, but he'll work. So, Sarah Marie Joyce asking for you. Sarah Marie Joyce was talking to Archangel Uriel. That's a yes. Was talking to Archangel Sandalphon. That's a no. So, Archangel Uriel is with you, Sarah Marie Joyce. I see him quite a bit now. You can Google him, but he's actually one of the Archangels of 4 directions. So there's Uriel, Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. So that's wonderful. I saw red wings, but didn't get a name. Temple Forest, Michelle. Temple was working with Archangel Uriel as well. That's a yes. Leanne was working with Archangel Zadkiel. Yes, good. So if you have a pendulum, so you could say, Archangel Zadkiel, are you working with me? Was I talking to you? And then whatever your yes is or your no, you'll get a yes or no. But the main archangels, okay, for the rays, so the first ray is Archangel Michael, and the colour of the first ray is actually red, but Archangel Michael's not red, he works with the blue, so they don't actually always correspond to the chakra colours. The second ray is Archangel Jophiel, and the first ray is Archangel Michael, Lady Faith, and El Moira. You didn't get anything through. Did you get a feeling or a colour or anything, Shelley? All right, let's get your pendulum. We'll go through the cavalry and see. Shelley is working with Archangel Michael. No, Archangel Jophiel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Sandalphon, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Chemiel, Archangel Azrael, Archangel Azrael. Just try that with your pendulum. If you don't have a pendulum, you can use your body. I'll just stand up. I'll show everybody how to do that. Zadkiel, Zadkiel. And Zadkiel, the female archetype of Zadkiel is amethyst, holy amethyst. So it's the violet flame. Peace and lots of white, soft feeling on the right side of my face. How beautiful. Can you see who I'm working with? Yes, I will try and just do a bit of a... so I'll do Shelley first. Does look a bit grandfatherly. It's not one... Are you Archangel Azrael? Archangel Azrael. Azrael. You have to look him up. And Kerry Murphy. Okay, remember when you're working with people and you need to change, just break your energy, zip your aura up and just wipe the energy away. So Kerry Murphy. Archangel Raphael. Kerry, let me just check that. Hi Kimmy, great to see you. Archangel Raphael. Very good. Temple. Did you get a name? Yes, Uriel, that's right, wasn't it? Donna. Let's try to see who's with you. Michael, Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is working with Donna Stein's canoe. Yeah, how wonderful. That's fantastic. So you can go through, if you had a book of archangels, just go through. Yes, I can. Maurice. Archangel Gabriel, Azrael, Azrael, Shelley, Maurice, who did I say? Gabriel is working with Maurice, Archangel Gabriel, yeah, very good. Kimmy, I'll have a look to see who's working with you. Haven't seen you for a while. I have to send you a message, actually. Archangel Sandalphon is working with Kimmy. Archangel Sandalphon's often with people who are awakening or who need help to step into their power and their gifts, so that's really good. Well, it's just about time for me to finish. So I'm really pleased to. Carol, hope you found who you were working with. So this week, because I did an interview with gone out of my mind, Sarah Watkins on Spiritual Events Directory on Saturday. I've got giveaways. So if you go and watch that interview, I tell my story and got some book giveaways there. You just can type books, please. Can't do it here because poor Sarah will be kind of dashing across different media to try and find it out. You're welcome. Hi, Helen. Hi, Sonia. And I also have, if you would like to have a reading or a healing with me, $50 for half an hour or $90 for an hour just for this week, and a free book, as it's the launch of Spiritual Events Directory publication, which I'm advertising in, and have an article that I've written in there as well, and that's coming out in December. Very exciting. Thanks, Jeanette. Just a very, very, very quick story about the power of manifestation was I just, now that I've retired from teaching and just really loving getting myself out there and helping people. Thanks, Temple. That's really lovely of you to say, Temple Forest. Do we just call you Temple? Is that okay? Or do we call you Michelle? You have to tell me which is, it could be your surname first. And thanks, Anne-Marie. I said to my son, I really want to get onto a podcast or something. He said, well, why don't you contact someone who does podcasts? So I Googled New Age podcasts, and I came across this lady, Anna Anderson, and she's in Melbourne, and she does her own podcasting, and she's called, thank you, Shelley. That was lovely. Always good to see you. She's called Quantum Living, so she talks about the intersection between quantum energy and science, and really I am a quantum energy healer, and so I didn't even really listen to anything. I just read the blurb and thought, oh, she's up my alley. Sent her a message, and she at the other end went, wow, thank you, universe, because she put out to the universe that she wanted a psychic to come to her who was open-minded and believed in the same stuff that she believes in and talks the same stuff that she talks. And when we hear each other talk, we say the same things. And so she's going to interview me for my first podcast with her on Saturday, and that'll be released at a later time once she's done all the editing. So how exciting is that? So all you've got to do is just know what you want to do and put it out there, and yay, I was feeling very blessed that day. So, all right, guys, that's it for me for this week. Lots of love to you, and don't forget to go and check out my interview with Sarah, and if you would like to contact me, please do. If you would like an email from me with the information that I gave out today, please do that. And thanks, Jeanette. Leanne says she manifested her new red car. Ooh, well done. And keep in contact, guys, and I'll see you next week. Same time, same channel. Lots of love. Bye-bye.